Welcome to our Veterans Homefront Ribbon Cutting Ceremony. Today we are pleased to announce this program with our first veteran, Michael McMillan, his wife Elizabeth, and their soon-to-arrive baby. This program was made possible through a partnership between the Cuyahoga Land Bank, our County Executive Ed Fitzgerald, and our County Council, and particularly Councilperson Sonny Simon, David Greenspan, and Pernell Jones. Mr. Jones and County Executive Ed Fitzgerald also serve on our board, the Land Bank's board. This program is for our veterans. It offers a discount of up to 20% on the purchase either of a renovated, move-in ready home or a home for renovation. It seeks to benefit veterans wherever they are from a bank financing standpoint. In the McMillan's case, they have financed this home conventionally. However, in order to include as many veterans as possible into this program, we have also included offers to lease purchase. So if they can't get conventionally financed, or if they need to get ready for conventional financing, this program brings them in as well. The initial funding for the program comes from a grant from county government, which was combined with matching funds from the Cuyahoga Land Bank. The program is designed so that once the purchase price is made through a conventional lender or payments received under a lease-to-own program, the funds go back to a revolving account so that the program discount for our veterans will remain sustainable and available for our veterans. Thank you. The discount of up to 20% of the purchase price is based on making sure that the veteran's monthly payment will be no more than 30% or less of family income. In other words, we want this to be affordable under the program, and we want our veterans to have equity in their home from day one. Before I announce our speakers, I would like to acknowledge certain individuals and agencies in the audience who are here to honor our veteran and who are working with the Cuyahoga Land Bank and several other veterans who are currently in the pipeline for the HomeFront program. And I'm going to just briefly announce them. I think I have their information here with me. Just a moment. I want to acknowledge Tom Sweeney, who did our pledge today. He is with Fisher House, and they serve veterans' families at the VA and throughout the country to support families with veterans who are in the hospital. Jeff Ritchie from North Olmsted VFW. Jeff, where are you? Hi, Jeff. Jeff is helping us at the North Olmsted VFW, and they referred our second or third veteran who is in the pipeline. Brian McCown, Veteran Services Commission. Dan Weiss, Veteran Services Commission. Robert Shields, CSU Vet Success Center. That came from the McMillans, were a referral from your program, so we appreciate that. Clifford King, Dollar Bank, who's helping to finance this. Molly Carlin, Peggy, Cleveland American Veterans Association. Thank you for your help. We are working with several of these agencies to bring additional veterans into the program. Not only conventionally financed veterans, but veterans that are going to be in a lease option program, as well as we're working with Lutheran Ministries. They're not here, but for group homesteading veterans who are not ready yet for home ownership. Our first program with them will be announced shortly as well. Our county executive, Ed Fitzgerald, has made a priority of serving veterans in his administration, and we are grateful to him for his support and his commitment and leadership. Please welcome County Executive Ed Fitzgerald.
Thank you. People are wearing gloves, so the applause was actually louder than that. You can't hear it. This is a great event. I wish it had been last week when the weather was a little nicer, but this is a good day, and it's following through on a commitment that we've tried to make in county government. When I say county government, I mean all of its kind of different aspects of county government, whether it's my administration or the county council or the land bank, all of whom are supported in one way or the other by county resources. And we had made an announcement a couple years ago, actually, that we didn't just want to deal with the rhetoric that we hear about veterans. It is certainly fine to talk about supporting the troops, but we need to make that real when troops return from deployment overseas or here at home. And we've tried to do that in a number of ways, and this is work that's been going on for a while. By the way, long before this administration, the Veteran Service Commission has been doing outstanding work for generations, and we've just been trying to work with them and add to that. So we've done that in a couple of different ways. One of the things is that we've tried to give a hiring preference, for instance, for veterans, so that they can make use of their skills when they return home, and that's a benefit to us. And so one of the best things you can say to a veteran is, thank you for your service, but also you're hired. And so we've been working on that at the county. But also this program is also very, very important, I think. And it's a real benefit to this neighborhood and the community. And of course it's a special benefit to Michael and Elizabeth and the child that they are going to be welcoming at the end of December. I think they're going to name the baby after the land bank. I think it's going to be Baby Land Bank. But it's just so great to see, Michael, I got a chance to talk with them a little bit. They're exactly the kind of family that we want to support. And, Michael volunteered for the United States Air Force, and he volunteered to serve in both Iraq and Afghanistan. And it is just so appropriate, and I am so happy that we're able to play a role in as Michael's come back and he and his wife are starting their life, that they've chosen to start their life here as a family, and that we're able to do right by them, but also in a way that's helping to renew our housing stock and keep our neighborhoods strong. It's just a great combination of what we should do and what also helps our county. I want to just say a couple things briefly before I turn it back over to Gus. We have an enormous veterans community here in Cuyahoga County. 94,000 veterans in Cuyahoga County. That's bigger than any other suburb, any suburb in Cuyahoga County, to give you an idea of how big the population is. And there's about 500 veterans that return every year to service from Cuyahoga County. I'm really proud of the work that the Land Bank has done. It is fulfilling the dreams and the aspirations that so many people had for it, and I think exceeding them with this particular project. The county played its role, and the county council people can probably talk about that. They made a decision that when funds were returned to the county, to the general fund, that we didn't end up using them on other programs. When those dollars weren't spent on veteran services, that we returned those funds to programs that help veterans. And that was a great decision by the council, and I support it, and I hope we can do more of this. So my congratulations to the Land Bank, to my colleagues in county government, and particularly to Michael and Elizabeth. And we hope that this is the first of many projects like this, where again, we don't just say welcome home to veterans, we don't just say thank you to your service, we also are looking for ways to partner with them as they are rightfully honored for their service and then return to civilian life. So thank you very much, and Gus, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Executive Fitzgerald, and we do appreciate your support and leadership with our veterans. Next, I'd like to recognize two council persons who helped identify the funds in the county budget, as Executive Fitzgerald indicated, and designated the County Land Bank as one of the recipients of these funds for veterans housing. We are also grateful to them. Please welcome council persons Sonny Simon and David Greenspan.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. It's cold, but I'm very proud to be a part of this collaborative program here at University Heights. It's a great neighborhood, and I hope this neighborhood welcomes a veteran, and I know they will, to be part of this community, which was in our minds when we came up with this program, to really do something special for the veterans who do so much for us on everything that they do. So I'm proud to be part of a collaboration and working jointly with our council members, in particular Councilman Greenspan, who had the idea to have these funds allocated for this purpose, and we worked together to come up with this unique and valuable program.
Great, thank you. And it's important to understand, as the executive mentioned, that these funds were funds that would have gone back into the general fund that are now being used specifically for veterans and veterans issues. Yesterday, we presented a check for $55,000 to the United Way to help with their 211 outreach phone program. That program alone will assist nearly 10,000 veterans, and of the money that we've been able to reappropriate to other veterans issues, we've anticipated at least 1,500 veterans will be benefited by the reuse of these funds. So on behalf of Council, we're very proud to be involved in this concept. We're the leading county in the state in doing this program. No one else takes these funds back and repurposes them for other veterans issues. So we take tremendous pride in that and hope that other counties throughout the state follow our lead.
At this point, Councilman Greenspan and I wanted to present a proclamation to the Land Bank of Cuyahoga County with regard to their HomeFront Veterans Home Ownership Program. Gus, we're presenting you with a proclamation, Dave and I. And
Thank you.
whereas the U.S. veterans have honorably served their nation and put their lives at risk to protect our country and our way of life. Whereas our veterans deserve to achieve the dream of home ownership.
Great, thank you. Whereas the HomeFront Veterans Home Ownership Program has made veteran services a priority, this program provides equity for our veterans, opportunity for our veterans, and a way to thank our veterans for their service and sacrifices. Now therefore be it resolved that the Council of Cuyahoga County, Ohio hereby salutes the Cuyahoga County Land Bank as it launches its HomeFront Veterans Home Ownership Program and helps our veterans achieve the dream of home ownership. And although it's signed by the three of us, Councilmember Jones, Simon, and myself, this is on behalf of the entire County Council.
Thank you. Thank you, Gus.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gus.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's very kind. We appreciate that. We're going to hang this up prominently in our offices. Next, I would like to introduce Councilman Purnell Jones Jr., who not only is a fierce advocate for our veterans, but on behalf of the entire council has a presentation to make, along with some personal comments for Michael and Elizabeth. Please welcome Councilman Purnell Jones Jr.
Good afternoon. I'd just like to thank again everyone for coming out today, and again I'd like to present a resolution to Michael and Elizabeth. I had an opportunity to talk to them. They are a newlywed couple, just into 2 years, and it's nice to hear a baby on the way. And as I heard their comments about their family and his service to this country, it made me reflect on my own family. My father served in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War, and when asked where he would be stationed, he shared with them that his brother served on the front lines of the Vietnam, and they said, well, you don't actually have to go there if you have a loved one that's on the front lines, and they sent him to Germany. So my mother traveled with him, and I was born on a U.S. Army base in Kaiserslautern, Germany. He served his country faithfully, but I tease him to this day and say, you were there making love, not war. But he returned back to Cleveland, where they had an opportunity to buy their first home in the city of Cleveland. And my family was raised there and have the opportunity to be able to serve this community and to be able to create a program that helps veterans and families like this couple here as our first recipient of our HomeFront Veterans Home Ownership Program. So I'd like to just take a moment and read this resolution that I would like to present to them. The Council of Cuyahoga County takes profound pride and deep personal pleasure in recognizing Michael McMillan Jr. as the first veteran to participate in the HomeFront Veterans Home Ownership Program. Whereas Michael McMillan Jr. was born and raised in Taunton, Massachusetts, where he grew up with 3 brothers and sisters. In his last 2 years of high school, Michael participated in the ROTC program, where he was promoted to colonel. As colonel, he was responsible for overseeing the ROTC student squadron. And whereas Michael McMillan Jr. was able to enlist early into the United States Air Force during his last year of high school and enlisted on May 13, 2003. He underwent basic training at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas, completed his technical training at Fort Leonard Wood, located in the Missouri Ozarks, and was then stationed at Dyess Air Force Base, located just outside of Abilene, Texas. And whereas Michael McMillan Jr. rose through the ranks of the United States Air Force and was eventually promoted to senior airman, he served 3 deployments, 2 in Iraq and 1 to Afghanistan. Michael was first deployed to Iraq from March 2004 to June 2004. He then served in Afghanistan from August 2005 to January 2006. Michael returned to Iraq from March 2007 to October 2007. After discharge, Michael remained in Texas until 2011, where he was employed by the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. And whereas Michael McMillan Jr. has a growing family, he originally met his wife Elizabeth in 2004. They went their separate ways for a few years, reconnected in 2009, began dating in 2010, and Michael moved to Cleveland in November of 2011. Michael and Elizabeth wed on February 29, 2012, and they are expecting their first child in December. Michael is currently attending Cleveland State University, pursuing a degree in civil engineering, and Elizabeth is a licensed practical nurse at Lights of Hearts Villa. And whereas Michael McMillan Jr. has honorably served his nation and put his life at risk to protect our country and our way of life, Cuyahoga County would like to thank Michael for his services and sacrifices and help Michael and his family attain the goal of home ownership in this next chapter of their lives. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Council of Cuyahoga County, Ohio, hereby thanks Michael McMillan Jr. for his services to our country and recognizes him as the first veteran to participate in the HomeFront Veterans Home Ownership Program.
Thank you, Councilman Jones. I'm just wondering, if you were born in Germany, does that mean you can't run for president? I was just wondering. We'll work that out. All right. We're going to go slightly off script here. It'll take 30 extra seconds, but this is personal to my wife and I, and personal to all families that have children that are in the armed forces. My son, John, is in the Army, and so on behalf of our family, my wife, the heart of a mom who has a son in the Army, would like to present a small token, small housewarming gift. So my wife, Christy, so if you could stay up here and we'll cut the ribbon together as well. Lastly, and I think everybody will agree, most importantly, I would like to introduce Mr. and Mrs. McMillan for a few words. Thank you for our service to our country. We honor you today in this small way, and we wish you and your new family Godspeed. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. and Mrs. McMillan.
I'd like to thank the Land Bank and the county. This is an amazing program, and they've been absolutely wonderful through the whole thing, helping us out. It's gone very smooth and fast, and we're just excited to get in, and I hope this program takes off and helps vets get into homes.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, now for the moment we've all been waiting for. My staff is here who helps make this program happen, but I'm not going to announce them all, but I'm going to ask Patricia, I think she has the keys. Patricia, could you come up here forward before we cut the ribbon? Do we have a ribbon?
Yes, we do.
We do? Okay, goody. Well, before we cut the ribbon, would you please present the keys to Mr. and Mrs. McMillan for their new home?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.